You knew it. I knew it. We all sat here and watched this coaching staff absolutely fail to understand this roster, while we were screaming the answers from the rooftops. Now that the season is over, it is time to clean up their mess and decide who actually deserves to wear the silver and black in 2026. If you want to be part of the only community that actually keeps it real about this team, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications right now so you never miss the truth. I am ranking every single pending free agent set to hit the open market in 2026, and I'm doing it based on one simple criteria: priority. How badly do we need them back? Because let's just be honest with each other for a second, last season was a disaster of talent evaluation. From top to bottom, the previous staff failed to recognize what this team actually needed. And I don't want to see that happen again. I know I'm not just speaking for myself here. I know every single one of you watching this felt like you were smarter than the coaching staff in 2025. And honestly, you probably were. No disrespect to Pete Carroll or his guys, but the nation was running laps around them in terms of roster knowledge. We pointed out the issues in August. We screamed about the offensive line. We asked why we were ignoring the safety position. And when they didn't listen, we paid the price. It is inexcusable. It is disgraceful. So, John Spytek, Tom Brady, if you are watching this, and I hope you are, take notes. Because the fans are about to tell you exactly who needs to stay and who needs to go. We are counting down from 25 all the way to number 1. Coming in at number 25, the absolute bottom of the barrel, it's Tyler Lockett. I've seen the tape, I've seen the hairline, it is over. Time to hang them up. At 24, we have offensive tackle Stone Forsythe. This was a classic, coach's favorite, who just couldn't play. We have younger talent like Charles Grant who needs those reps. I have zero desire to see Stone on this field ever again. Number 23 is running back Zamir White. Look, Zeus, thanks for the memories, but we have to be real. You're a downhill runner who struggles to hold on to the football. With Ashton Jeanty being the future, I am not spending money on a one-dimensional back who fumbles. Number 22 is John Radigan. He's a special teamer, he was a Pete Carroll guy from the Seattle days, and he offers us nothing on defense. Goodbye. And at 21, it's Q Blue Kelly. He suffered that ruptured patella, which is brutal, but even before the injury, he was a liability. The fact that he was starting games says more about how desperate we were than how good he is. I'd rather pour resources into developing young guys like Cameron Richardson than try to salvage Kelly's knee and career. Rhetorical question, engagement. Let me ask you this, did anyone actually sit there on Sundays watching our secondary get torched and think, yeah, let's run this back next year? Absolutely not. Moving on to number 20, center Will Putnam. We need interior help desperately, but Putnam ain't it. When he stepped in, it was a turnstile. Honestly, he played so poorly he made Alex Kappa look like an all-pro. Number 19 is Terrell Edmonds. Again, this is purely a depth piece. We are ranking these based on cost too, and he shouldn't cost a dime over the minimum. At 18, cornerback Darnay Holmes. He started at times, but he's nearing 30 and he's just a guy. Let him test the market, we can do better. Number 17 is difficult, Charles Snowden. The locker room loves him, but the talent ceiling is low, and that DUI in 2024 is still a red flag. I want a roster of disciplined players, not guys with clouds hanging over their heads. Number 16 is long snapper Jacob Bobenmoyer. You know the season was a wash when we are talking about the long snapper this early. The only reason he's this high is his chemistry with A.J. Cole. Speaking of which, number 15 is Tristan McCullum. A 6 feet 3 inches safety who is strictly a special teams body. If he comes back cheap, fine. At 14, linebacker Landon Roberts. I wasn't blown away by the play, but the leadership is undeniable. With a linebacker room this young, you need one grown man in the room, provided it's on a veteran minimum deal. 13 is Alex Bachman, purely a slot option for camp. And at 12, quarterback Kenny Pickett. Look, you traded for him, you lost Cam Miller, and Geno Smith is gone. You need a backup arm for Aiden O'Connell so you don't have to draft 2 QBs. Pickett looked awful, but he's a warm body who knows the system. Number 11 is Devin White. This might shock you, but I'd bring him back only if he accepts a role change. If he thinks he's a middle linebacker with the green dot, I'm laughing in his face. He cannot cover. But, if you let him pin his ears back and blitz off the edge like a designated pass rusher, maybe there is value there. But do not ask him to read a defense. Question of the day, engagement. Here is the big question I want you to answer in the comments right now. We are about to hit the top 10. Who is the one free agent the Raiders absolutely cannot afford to lose this offseason? Is it a defensive back? Is it a lineman? Scroll down, leave a comment with the name, and let's argue about it. Into the top 10. At number 10, tight end Ian Thomas. With Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer, you need a blocking specialist as your TE3. Thomas fills that role perfectly. Number 9 is Raheem Mostert. We are thin at running back behind Ashton Jeanty. Mostert brings speed and stability, and frankly, I trust him way more than Dylan Lobby. Number 8 is guard Dylan Parham. He's been a starter, but I am not paying him $10 million a year. If he takes a team-friendly deal to be a depth piece, sure. But do not overpay for average play when we have Charles Grant and others needing playing time. Number 7 is kicker Daniel Carlson. This was tough. He had a down year, and paying a kicker over $4 million is steep when you have holes everywhere else. But unless you have a guaranteed upgrade, you probably stick with the devil you know. At number 6, safety Lonnie Johnson Jr. This isn't about defense, it's about special teams. Our special teams unit was a catastrophe, and Lonnie is a core guy there. He fought his way back onto the roster and the locker room respects him. You need soldiers like that to build a culture. Must-signs now, the money makers. These are the 5 players John Spytek needs to prioritize. Number 5, Jamal Adams. I hated the signing when it happened. I'll admit it. But the man played with his hair on fire. He is the hybrid weapon we thought Jonathan Abram would be. He found a home here, and his energy is infectious. Bring him back. Number 4, Malcolm Kuntz. For most of the season, he was invisible. But when he finally got healthy down the stretch, you saw the flashes. If we can get him on a prove-it deal, around $5 million, you do it. But we aren't breaking the bank for a guy with knee issues. Number 3, defensive tackle Thomas Booker 4. We traded away young talent in the secondary, so the pass rush has to get home. We need interior push desperately, and Booker showed enough to earn a spot in the rotation. Do not create another hole on the defensive line by letting him walk. Number 2, Jordan Meredith. He played center because the coaching staff was incompetent, but he is a guard. He is cheaper than Parham and arguably just as effective. In a salary cap league, having a versatile interior lineman on a cheap deal is how you build a winner. He is a critical depth piece. And finally, the number 1 priority for the Las Vegas Raiders free agency class of 2026, cornerback Eric Stokes. This isn't even close. People slept on the season Stokes had because the rest of the defense was such a mess. He was playing on a 1-year deal, he's a former first-round pick from Georgia, and when he is healthy, he locks people down. With the pass rush struggling, Stokes held his own. You re-sign him, you pair him with Decamerion Richardson or another rookie, and you suddenly have a secondary you can trust. He is going to cost money, maybe $20 to $21 million over 3 years, but he is worth every penny. So there it is. From Tyler Lockett at the bottom to Eric Stokes at the top. Tom Brady, make the call. If you agree with my number 1 pick, smash that like button. If you think I'm crazy, let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video.